Good day, everyone. So, our topic today is all about understanding the subjects of visual arts and their elements and principles. Learning objectives. At the end of this session, you will be able to explain the elements and principles of visual arts. Compare and contrast images and structures of visual artworks using the elements and principles of visual arts. Analyze visual arts through identifying its theme, mood, tone, and composition, and establish a mini gallery of local visual artists for the community.
Theme. Theme relates to the meaning of a painting rather than the subject, which is specific and basic. A theme is deeper and broader and conveys something more universal. Themes are usually implied rather than explicitly stated. To examine the theme in visual arts is look at the ideas conveyed by the visual experience as a whole. In analyzing the movie Star Wars, the subject is simply a battle for the control of the galaxy, while the theme is explored around conflict between technology and nature. Mood. Mood is the atmosphere in a painting or the feeling expressed. Is the art tranquil or is it dark and disturbing? The mood is studied through evaluating the emotional reaction or response of the viewer, or evaluating the overall mood of the artwork. Some of these moods are energetic, excitement, serious, sedate, positive, peaceful, calm, melancholic, tense, uneasy, uplifting, foreboding, calm, turbulent, and disturbing.
Tone. Tones is refers to lightness or darkness of colors used, which can help create a sense of depth or dissonance in art. The tonal values of an art can be attuned to modify its expressive appeal. Tone can be used to create a contrast of light and dark, to create the illusion of form, to create a dramatic or tranquil pattern within a composition. These are to be considered in analyzing the tone atmosphere to create a sense of depth and distance and to create a rhythm or of visual arts. Composition. Composition is the underlying structure of the art that refers to where the artist placed the subject matter. It is considered as exactly the same as the layout of a piece of artwork. It is not the actual subject of the art, but where the subject is placed. It is how the elements of visual art are organized. Analyzing the composition of visual arts means seeing if it's off-centered, centered, disoriented, done with the crew of thirds, etc.
One of the examples is the analysis of the Dance of Life by Edvard Munch.
Let's proceed to the principles of visual arts. The meaning of principle of visual arts is an artist uses to organize elements within a work of art. It has 7 factors we need to consider. Number 1, harmony. Harmony is a way of combining similar elements in an artwork to accent their similarities, achieved through uses of repetition and subtle gradual changes. Number 2, rhythm. Rhythm is a principle of design that indicates movement created by careful placement of repeated elements in a work of art to cause a visual tempo or beat. Number 3, balance. Balance is a way of blending elements to add a feeling of equilibrium or stability to a work of art. Major types are symmetrical and asymmetrical arts. Number 4, proportion. Proportion is a principle of design that refers to the relationship of individual elements to the whole and each other. Number 5, Emphasis. Emphasis is a way of mixing elements to stress the difference between those elements. Number 6, variety. Variety is a principle of design concerned with diversity or contrast. It is achieved by using different shapes, size, or colors in a different artwork. Lastly, number 7. Number 7 is movement. Movement is a principle of design applied to create the look and feel of an action to guide the viewer's eye throughout the work of art.
One of the examples is the analysis of the artwork Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. It is best to explain the principles of art using the Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh.
Elements and principles of visual arts. Elements of visual arts are the visual components of color, forms, line, shape, space, texture, and value. Line is an element of art illustrated by a point moving in space. It may be 2 or 3-dimensional, descriptive, implied, or abstract. Line may be straight, curved, angular, flowing, horizontal, vertical, diagonal, contour, thick, thin, implied, and etc. Number 2 is shape. Shape is an element of art that is 2-dimensional, flat, or restrained to height and width. Shape can be geometrical or organic. Number 3 is form. Form is an element of art that is 3-dimensional and encloses volume, includes height, width, and depth, as in a cube, a sphere, a pyramid, or a cylinder. But form may also be free-flowing. Number 4 is a space. Space is an element of art by which positive and negative areas are defined or a sense of depth achieved in a work of art. 5 is the color. Color is an element of art composed of 3 characteristics: hue, volume, and intensity. It can be primary, secondary, mixed, complementary, monochromatic, decorative, warm, cool, dark, and etc. So some of you may ask, what is hue, value, and intensity? Hue is the name of a color. Value is hue's lightness and darkness, while intensity is the degree of brightness and purity. So let's proceed to number 6. Number 6 is the texture. It is an element of art that indicates to the way things feel or looks as if they might feel if touched. Texture can be rough, smooth, real, implied, or repeating.
Lastly, analysis of the artwork. The School of Athens by Rafael Sancho. The School of Athens by Rafael Sancho is a classic example which manifestly embodies line, shape, color, form, space, its representation, and texture in a single painting. Rafael Sancho, The School of Athens. Source: Wild Walls. Content: the painting subjects is not a school but an assembly of significant Greek philosophers. Medium: the artwork was painted in fresco, which means it was done on wet plaster. Composition: the painting is done in pyramidal arrangement, which is a permanent characteristic of Raphael and the High Renaissance.